I forgot to record the video.
Roach Koach.
Podcast.
Hot all day, every day. It's the Roach Koach.
Podcast.
All day, every day.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach Koach, the new metal podcast you deserve. My name is Lauren Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, back for another episode of Roach Koach, creating a new metal canon, one album at a time, Matt, amongst other things that we do at this show. And this week, we're excited to do something we haven't done in a while. We're talking about a new metal movie, baby.
New metal movie.
That's right. We are going to talk all about the film End of Days, 1999, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And its accompanying soundtrack, which some people said, hey, this thing is new AF. You got to get in there. Some people said, you guys haven't done that yet? I texted one Jennifer Socia to tell her we were doing it on the pod, and she goes, we did that. And I said, I hate to break it to you, we never did this on the show. She said, what? I love that dumb movie. I was like, come on back. She said, well, no, but, I'm busy, but I love that movie. Tell everybody I. And I'm like, okay. So perfect. All right, Matt, we've got this soundtrack to the film End of Days. Matt, you told me that you have seen this film.
I have seen this film, but like a lot of films from 1999, I'm a little spotty on it. I didn't rewatch it for this episode, but I was a big Arnold fan. I mean, This is kind of waning Arnold.
Yes.
99 Arnold did not have the cachet of 92 Arnold. 92 Arnold, untouchable.
So, Matt, I think you and I, we're close enough an age that basically Arnold Schwarzenegger, icon.
He's been a star our whole life. He's like a true always be famous, always love you Arnold. I would say that as a young kid growing up, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would say if you asked me like when I was 10, like who's your favorite actor, I would have said Arnold Schwarzenegger, 100%. Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen any of his movies, Arnold was the best. I can tell you that I would have loved if The Running Man came out in 99. Because I love that movie so much and know it so much better than End of Days.
What? I take that back. I would say I'm pretty sure I did see like an edited on TV version.
Like a TBS version?
Yeah,
of the
because I
Man?
remember watching it with my dad and the part when he splits the guy in half with the chainsaw. And yeah, that just sticking with me forever. And I remember thinking, like, this is like the sickest movie I've ever seen in my life. Like he just keeps fighting crazy dudes, electro guy, whatever. And then when I did watch it, like front to back years and years later as an adult, I was like, not as good, but still pretty fun.
No, it is a vignette movie.
Oh, for sure.
Favorite Arnold movie? What's your favorite Arnold movie?
Oh, see, I'm mad. I knew you were going to ask me that. So here's the thing.
I love that you say that whenever I ask a question. It makes me feel real good.
No, I knew you were going to ask that, and I wanted to be ready because the thing is that my feelings on Arnold is that ultimately, my favorite one is probably Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is just so many things all together. It's like
amazing.
peak. I mean, you've got James Cameron peak. You've got Arnold peak. There's so many sick things that happen in it. The T-1000, incredible. His moves with the shotgun, on and on and on. Incredible. I will say, though, that Commando is a truly, truly special film. Commando is like scene for scene, like the best thing you've ever seen. Just amazing. Just real. It begins with Arnold walking onto the screen holding a tree that it looks like he's ripped out of the ground.
That he's ripped out of the earth.
Amazing work. I want to say that Total Recall,
Total Recall is mine.
Okay.
We had the VHS. This is the thing. Is we had so few movies that is like the ones that you had on video became your favorites, even if they're not good. Like I have no barometer on Total Recall anymore, how good or bad it is. I just love it, but I've also seen it at this point 100 times.
I can tell you that Total Recall, every time I've watched it, I've thought this is one of the best. Arnold is unbelievable. Paul Verhoeven, the god.
He's on one in Total Recall.
Let me tell you, Paul Verhoeven means
so much to me in just in a cinematic way, in the fact that he did Total Recall, he did RoboCop,
Yes.
which is like one of my all-time favorite movies.
I saw RoboCop in the theater and I was 8 years old.
Matt, when I was 7 years old, I saw the standee for RoboCop, and I said to my dad, I want to see that. And he said, what's it rated? And I ran my little legs over to it, and I looked, and it said, and I ran back, and I said, it's rated R. And he said, then you can see it when you're 17. And I was like, no! And you know when I saw it, Matt? When I was 17. I did not get to see RoboCop until I was 17 years old. And let me tell you, I was a little worried that it was going to fucking suck, that I waited so long, and it stands up. And here's the funny thing.
Oh, that movie's untouchable.
I saw the RoboCop cartoon. I had a RoboCop action figure. I saw RoboCop 3 in theaters with my buddy, and I remember we willed ourselves into loving it. I remember we walked out of it and thought RoboCop did some RoboCop things, but let me tell you, once you see the original RoboCop.
The original is so good.
So good. But Paul Verhoeven, he's such an important filmmaker to me. I love him so much. I mean, even like his most recent stuff, Benedetta, incredible. Black Book, amazing. Anyway, we're off track. I could talk about Paul Verhoeven all night, but we're talking about Arnold. We get that easy. Arnold. Listen, Arnold, you're working with auteurs. He's working with some of the best. Okay? But
And then he made this movie.
Well, the thing is that he hits Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and then this is his run through the remainder of the 90s. Last Action Hero, True Lies, Junior, Eraser, Jingle All the Way, Batman and Robin, and then he closed out the 90s with End of Days.
And before that, it's hit after hit.
Oh, I mean...
After hit.
Oh, I mean, well, here, listen to this run. Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, The Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando, Raw Deal, Predator, The Running Man, Red Heat, Twins, Total Recall, Kindergarten Cop, Terminator 2.
Crazy.
Now,
that's a crazy run.
It is a crazy run. It truly is a crazy run. Now, when he makes this movie, I did a little research. Apparently, he had heart surgery, and he could not get insured for a while, and people were not. They didn't want to. I guess they were worried that he was going to get hurt. And then once he started making this movie, and they all came, they saw how he was handling himself, they left him alone. Now, the director of this film, Peter Hyams. Peter Hyams is known for the film Outland, and he did the action comedy Running Scared. And he also did Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he did the film The Relic, which was one of the first R-rated movies I saw in a theater. The thing with Peter Hyams is that his son is John Hyams, who is, a straight-to-DVD legend. He did the Universal Soldier reboots that are amazing. But he doesn't like to light his movies. His movies are very dark. And apparently when making End of Days, him and Arnold clashed because Arnold would be like, you're not lighting the scene. No one can see what's going on. And Hyams, this is fine. Don't worry about it. And I can tell you that I watched this movie on an old DVD, and I can confirm that Arnold was right. Sometimes I was like, turn a light on, Peter. Just turn a light on, buddy. Let's see what's happening. And,
sees Barry Lyndon once in his natural lighting.
Exactly. So there's a little bit of a clash there. Yeah, because apparently at one point, I guess James Cameron was approached to do this movie, and he was like, no. We'll do Peter Hyams. So I had never seen this film before. This was one that I had missed. I can say that in 1999, November 24th, 1999, I was not looking to see this movie.
I can say very much the same thing. This is one of those things where it was in a DVD 10 pack when you bought a DVD player in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And that's how I ended up seeing this movie.
Okay.
Because this was like, at that point, I feel like everybody was kind of over Arnold.
Yeah.
He did have that fall after Last Action Hero. I mean, True Lies is great. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with True
Lies is good, yeah.
But I never saw Junior. But like, he kind of... things shifted.
Yeah, things shifted, and he wasn't, the other thing is that, they always say, the action hero thing shifts, who is popular. And then the thing is also the other movie that dropped in 1999, The Matrix.
Little thing called The Matrix.
Matrix. Fuck the game up for everybody.
Yeah.
So, but I want to say that watching this movie now, 25 years later,
I had an excellent time. Such a good time watching this movie. I thought it was very fun and very goofy and very stupid, but in all the ways that I want a movie to be. And also because we are in, so deep into this digital CGI green screen, not even green screen, because this movie uses green screen too, but everything just feels very flat and artificial. And watching this movie that is so clearly filmed in real places with real stuntmen hanging off of helicopters.
When Gabriel Byrne transforms into the winged devil, woof.
You know what? I was so charmed by it, though. It was that same thought I had when we watched Spawn for the show.
Okay.
Where
Yeah,
it's
I
just
can
like,
see that.
but I would say the special effects in this were better. The premise of this film, if you're not familiar with End of Days, is that
get a load of this.
Get a load of this. Is that a girl is born in like 1979, and all the priests at the Vatican are like,
she's the one.
The host of Satan just been born. And the Pope says, let her live. Don't kill this baby. Because that's not our way. We're gonna hope that good things happen. So this baby is born. She's whisked away from her mother and taken to the basement of this hospital.
By Satanists. And then the lead Satanist is one Udo Kier. Udo Kier is the main Satanist. I was like, this movie is cooking. Arnold's not even shown up yet. And they take this baby and they feed it blood from a snake that they kill. And I was like, this movie is not fucking around. And then they run the baby back up the stairs and give it to the mother. And I was like, okay. Then the movie smash jumps 20 years. It's now 1999. We meet Arnold. He plays one Jericho Kane. Alcoholic ex-cop. This guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Getting too old for this shit.
Matt, he's living on the edge. When we first meet him, he loads a gun and gets ready to shoot himself in the fucking face. And then Kevin Pollak knocks on the door and he doesn't do it because he's been interrupted. He goes, in this way of like, well, I can't shoot myself now. I want to end it all, but wait, hold on. My friend's here. I couldn't. I wouldn't and I couldn't. So it turns out that he is now just a lowly bodyguard for those who can pay the price. And everyone keeps talking about it. It's one of those classic bits, Matt. Say to a movie star, oh man, this guy looks like shit. This guy, he's in the gutter. Let me tell you, Arnold Schwarzenegger looks so good in this movie. He looks amazing. He's
unbelievably handsome in this movie.
He's here. The difference between Arnold in this movie and Arnold in other movies, he didn't shave today.
Yeah, he just has rockin' 5 o'clock shadow.
Rockin' 5 o'clock shadow looks amazing. At one point, I think he takes his shirt off, and it's so clear that he is still ripped as fuck. He's the best looking alcoholic you've ever seen. And every movie he'll go and talk to somebody and they'll be like, we can smell it on your breath. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. He does not look like an alcoholic. Sorry. He looks amazing. So Arnold looks amazing. His hair looks amazing. I'm like, I'm loving this. We're going to have a whole movie of people saying Arnold looks like shit. Well, he looks better than we'll ever look in our lives. Love it. Then the movie's like, demon vision. And I'm like, what is this? And it's the point of view of the devil. And he's come to the earth and he needs a host.
Big time.
So he's looking around for a host. And as this is happening, it cuts to one character actor, Gabriel Byrne. And Gabriel Byrne is just walking, and he walks into a restaurant. And in the restaurant, he sits down, and he's sitting with a very attractive woman and her husband, and they are chatting. Very nice. Gabriel Byrne then says, give me a minute, gets up, goes to go to the bathroom. The apparition of the devil comes in to the restaurant, floats through into the bathroom, possesses him in the bathroom. Gabriel Byrne gets thrown around in the bathroom. Then he stands up and he's, oh yeah, baby. Devil in body of Gabriel Byrne. Let's rock and roll. And yes, he does. He walks out. First order of business. He walks up to the guy and his wife, goes up to the wife, gropes her, and starts making out with her right in front of this guy in a crowded restaurant. And I'm like, whoa. And the dude's got his face like, oh. And then and then Gabriel Byrne shoots him a look. What are you going to do? And the guy's like, all right, okay. Keep groping my wife. Keep groping my wife. Kisses her for, I'm going to say it, too long. Like way too
long.
It's such a long scene. Then stops, adjusts her dress so she's no longer exposed, smirks, walks out of the restaurant. And I'm like, wow, what an entrance. Restaurant explodes for no reason. And I was like, 1999.
99 was on one.
On one. I was like, this is so good. So, I mean, basically, Robin Tunney, she's the little baby. Now she's grown, and she's been raised by Satanists, but she has no idea. Her mother died at some point. And basically, it's then just a madcap run of Satan's trying to get with her. Arnold and Kevin Pollak are trying to protect her. Then you find out that other characters are also all secret Satanists. A lot of secret Satanists in this movie.
So many.
And Arnold's just got to figure it out. But also Arnold, he's
lost his faith.
He's lost his faith.
Big clutch plot point.
He says, why did you lose? At one point, he talks to priest Rod Steiger, who, if you're familiar with Rod Steiger, R.I.P., that guy, forever on one, okay? He showed up to set, and he was like, and they were like, here's the script. And he's, I know your fucking
Don't eat
script.
it.
I got your fucking script. I ate it. It's like I'm going to eat everything on this set. Unbelievable work from Mr. Steiger.
Chewing scenery.
Chewing it up. He says, you lost your faith. When'd you lose your faith? And Arnold says, I thought my family should live, but God had other ideas. And I was like, what? Okay, that's one way to put it. So I'm like, I wonder how his family died. So later on in the movie, Gabriel Byrne shows up to basically tempt Schwarzenegger to get him to come over.
That's how the devil works.
That's how he works, all right? Okay, he spent the rest of the movie
He's
literally
kissing wives and blowing up restaurants.
The thing was one of those things where I was like, why not? I got to say, the devil's, like, what he can and can't do in this movie really varies scene to scene. Sometimes he's
head to toe Prada. Head to toe Prada.
Oh, yeah.
That devil.
Oh, he is. So he shows up, and you get 10 minutes of Gabriel Byrne and Arnold Schwarzenegger going head-to-head acting. And I was like,
repartee.
We used to be a country.
We
used to be a country where I could get 10 solid minutes of Gabriel Byrne and Arnold Schwarzenegger just going head to head.
Oh.
And in the middle of this, he goes, and Gabriel Byrne says, I can give it all back to you. I can give your family back to you. And then all of a sudden, there's his daughter and his wife. And they're alive, and they're happy. And then all of a sudden, boom, we find out this is a flashback. All these gangsters come into the apartment, drag them into the bedroom, and then proceed to shoot them to death. And I was like, wow, whoa. So Arnold has to relive that all again. And then he gets involved in fisticuffs with Gabriel Byrne as the devil.
Just a little tussle with the devil.
And when I was just like, wouldn't the devil just smoke him? I don't understand. Why are they doing this? Which culminates with Arnold doing the old, I'm dangling. Oh no, what am I going to do? And then he's like, fine, I will do what you say. And then the devil gives him his hand, and then he does the old pull him out of the window, throw him on the car move. Couldn't believe it. Can't believe the devil didn't see that one coming. So this film is absurd.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a blast watching it. And just when I thought maybe it was going a little bit off the rails, after Arnold gets crucified at one point, don't worry, he's fine. He's fine. Okay? Listen, he's fine. He goes back to his security job, and he proceeds to walk past everybody, and they're all like, Jericho Kane's back. Oh, Jericho Kane's back. And he walks past everybody.
The most non-made up name I've ever heard.
Absolutely. Walks into this armory, just starts grabbing the biggest guns, and then the biggest bullets you've ever seen. Bullets as big as your hand. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's fucking on. At the same time thinking, is this effective? Will this hurt the devil? And I want to let everybody know, yes, it does. For some reason. It does.
Devil hates bullets.
He does. Listen, a lot of other things don't. He walks into the church and he's like, I don't give a shit. So, yeah, this culminates in Arnold shooting the devil a whole bunch and then running him over with a subway car. And then they had a big fight in the church. I had a great time. And so
I'm watching the movie and I'm
this movie sounds pretty new metal.
It sounds pretty new metal. And I was like, where's the new metal songs in this movie? And I want to tell you that they're in there, but it's very few and far between. They are almost hidden in the mix at times. There are a few there's a few scenes I haven't even talked about yet of when they soundtrack. But most of these songs I don't think are in the movie. And a few of the key ones from the promo from this aren't even, they're just over the credits. Yeah.
Love that. My favorite.
So, but the thing coming out of it though is I was like, man, you could almost feel like somebody was like, this could be, Crow soundtrack again. That could be what happens here. But then also watching the movie, sometimes I would think somebody pitched this as, hey, Arnold, this is your 7. This will be your 7.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Because it reminded me of another movie that was post 7, little film you might remember, Matt, called The Glimmer Man. Steven
That's
Seagal.
Damon Wayans or Keenan Ivory Wayans?
Keenan Ivory Wayans and Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
This is a film, listen, as a Steven Seagal head, especially of his theatrical work, he had a run unparalleled for a while. Out for Justice. Marked for Death, Out for Justice, Above the Law, Under Siege 2, Fire Down Below, On Deadly Ground. You have blessed with all those, and I'm a big Under Siege 2 guy. But The Glimmer Man, if you watch it, is insane because you have Keenan Ivory Wayans trying to be funny, Steven Seagal being Steven Seagal, but then you have a plot that is clearly a ripoff of 7, and they're trying to like shove both of these sensibilities in there. It doesn't make any sense. And this happened a lot, and so when I watched this, I said, "Oh, this is." Somebody said, "Hey, 7's big. You can slot this in." I would say this film is more successful than that, but that also helps is that I find, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So there you have it.
He's infinitely more likable than Steven Seagal.
Absolutely. I love Arnold. Listen, and I know he's done some bad stuff, but I love him, and he's a cop to it, and he's trying to be a better person, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Arnold. I'll love you forever. I mean, I could give you another 20 mintes on like his post-retirement, post-governor stuff. Those films. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just say,
I
gotta get into it, but I will. I have to mention it because I'm the number one fan. Sabotage. The film Sabotage.
That I've never seen.
Okay.
100% never seen.
Okay. This is film. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the head of a special SWAT unit, and they steal some money from the cartel, and then members of the team start to get killed. This movie is disgusting. It is amoral. It is vile. It is also clear that it was edited at the last minute to change some things at the end. But I can tell you, let me tell you, I got a red band trailer for Sabotage before I saw 300 Rise of the Empire, so the second 300. And that's a pretty gory movie. And the red band trailer for Sabotage, was more violent than all of 300 Rise of the Empire.
Wow.
This movie is unbelievable. I'm a huge fan. I saw it opening weekend. It was me and my buddies, Cardi and Chris, and then we were the only people in the theater, so we got to go, and yell through the whole thing. Highly, highly recommend Sabotage. I love it so much. It tends to be on Netflix every now and again, but I, of course, own a copy, and I highly recommend it if you like a very nasty, nasty film with an older Arnold Schwarzenegger with an absurd haircut. All right, let's talk about it, Matt. The soundtrack to End of Days.
Love it.
This was released on November 2nd, 1999.
It's thick of it, baby.
It's the thick of it. It is, and they came out a couple weeks before the movie, so you could get the soundtrack and say, all right, get ready.
I'm ready.
Get ready. And then you go to the movie and you're like, I'm not hearing these songs. And that's okay. That's okay. The executive producer, one Jordan Schur. He was the former president of Geffen, and he's the founder of Flip Records. So,
oh, wow.
There you go. So Jordan Schur was like, yep, I know what I'm going to do. Here. Gotcha. Genre tags for the soundtrack: alternative metal, industrial rock, new metal, and hardcore hip hop. We're going to get it all here, Matt. And I have a physical copy here of the CD. I picked it up from Half Price Books for a sweet $2.
Nice price.
Nice price.
Priced to move.
That is right. It moved right into my hands. I said, oh, let's do this. And Matt, let's dive in to these tracks. Let's do it, baby. First up, we have a band. You might know them. Their name is KORN, and this song is called Camel Song.
That is In the Pocket KORN, baby.
Matt, this is In the Pocket KORN. This is prime KORN. This is vintage KORN. You go in the credits. This is produced by
Toby Wright, Steve Thompson. That means that this came out of the Follow the Leader sessions.
Yep.
And when you listen to it, it definitely sounds a little bit like not Freak on a Leash. And it makes sense why then it's good enough. It's more than good enough. What a way to kick this record off.
No notes. Yeah.
Yeah, you did it.
But
yeah,
when you have that song, the Camel song takes a back seat.
absolutely. Yeah. When I heard this sound, it made me think about how people new Korn's not like old Korn. And I really felt that, especially because we just spent so much time, with the paradigm shift. And then to hear this, I was like, oh, yeah. I definitely noticed the difference, especially listening to this. But I had a really great time.
I've been spending a lot of time with Korn lately, way more than I ever expected.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like the old heads of this show will know how much I hated Korn.
Mm-hmm.
And it really was David's drumming that I couldn't stand.
Mm.
And now I'm like, David's drumming is way underrated. Like,
what an evolution for you, man.
It gives it that weird, calliope is the wrong word, but it just feels a monolith moving.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it shambles, it's like his drums are way less in the pocket rhythmic than they are like cacophony of rhythm.
Yeah.
It's not blast beats. It's not like 4 on the floor. It is no wonder parents would say it sounds like stuff falling down the stairs.
Yeah. When you say lumbering though, I think that is right, and that's like lumbering as a compliment,
Yeah,
and
it's intentional, and I think that's the growth that I've had with Korn is like it was the intent.
Yeah.
It was what they were going for.
Yeah.
And it's you come into it cold and it's no, what the fuck? This is so weird.
Yeah.
But I've been re-listening to Blind a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
The parts I used to hate, I'm like, oh no, I'm wrong. But a lot of it is I don't have a problem with the bass or the 7 strings or Jonathan Davis. It's the drums, but it's like, oh, they're so necessary.
They're so necessary. As Salt and Pepper would say, very necessary.
Very necessary.
Yeah. So this is a great start to the record. If you go to the movie, I'll say I watched the movie.
This feels very corny, Korn-esque movie. Like this is Korn topics.
I'm going to say this. I don't remember the song in the movie.
Not surprised.
I don't recall it.
But the subject matter of the film.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely feels. Can we get a Korn song on there, please?
Well, watching this, and I'm like, you got this CGI stuff going on. You've got this absurdity. I was like, I texted Jenny immediately. I was like, this got to be one of your faves. And she's like, oh, yeah, 100%. In that Queen of the Damned vibe. I will say something, and I don't want people to get mad. I thought this movie was, 100 times better than Queen of the Damned. That's just my opinion. Jenny and I continue to feud about that and her continued support of Monsters University. Whatever that's all about. Over on songmeanings.com, we had a couple good comments. Nick Jones on May 3rd, 2002, and I think this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, said, this is another example of buying a whole CD for one song.
It happened.
Spoiler alert, you ain't wrong, bro.
If you can recall one, what's an album that you bought thinking that you were going to get more songs, but really you just got one? What's a big one that sticks out to you? I've got one locked and loaded.
Well, you know what, Matt? I was somebody who I was so discerning, and I would spend so much time that I would like not buy records because I was so worried about that happening. I've definitely received albums as gifts. I got Lenny Kravitz's "Are You Gonna Go My Way" for Christmas.
Famous Lauren album.
And track 1, "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" Oh yes, let's go. We are rocking, baby. And then the next 4 songs are ballads.
Yes, they are.
And then you get "Is There Any Love in Your Heart?" And you're like, we're back. And then more ballads. And listen, this is because I didn't know what Lenny Kravitz's game was. That's what Lenny Kravitz does, everybody.
That
all right?
is exactly what he does.
He's got 2 to 3 rockers ready, and those are the singles. And then he's ballading it up. Now, over time, I've come to appreciate some Lenny Kravitz ballads, but a Lenny Kravitz album front to back can't be done. It can't be done. All right? I'm just saying it. Unless you are related to Lenny Kravitz, okay? Zoe Kravitz is listening to 5 front to back. None of us, the rest of us are not, okay? Okay? I can tell you that the album Baptism by Lenny Kravitz, a CD that I bought because I liked the rockin' single like a fucking idiot, and that record really, really was very bad, and I did end up selling it back. What's your answer, Matt?
Mine is the local radio station 89X would play this song by this band called the Gandharvas.
Yes.
The name of the song was The First Day of Spring. Perfect, loud, quiet, loud song. Classic format. Loved this song. Found the album. It's like, this is it. It's a Canadian album, Canadian band. Got imported here. I'm like, I'm going to have the fucking Gandharvas. There's got to be another great song on this album. There is not. There is only one song. It is the first. It's the only one that they do it. The rest of it is like jam band wackadoo nonsense. But The First Day of Spring, still pretty good to me.
There you go. Yeah.
Nostalgia wise, it's a fine song. Whatever.
Yeah. I probably could go through. I definitely think being realistic. As much as I love Death in Vegas, but I'm also very cognizant of the fact that I'm not listening to a full Death in Vegas album. It's only a couple songs. I will say that their third album, Scorpio Rising, that's probably as close as they got to a front to back, because they basically made a fake Primal Scream album. Yeah, they have a song with Paul Westerberg and I think with Noel Gallagher, and then they have a song called Hands Around My Throat that's really, really good. That was on the Animatrix soundtrack. So, man, we are just all over the place here, not talking about this soundtrack.
Good. It's a great Korn song.
Great Korn song. I'll just go to this final comment here from ABH Pro. They posted this on November 21st, 2007 at 2:07 in the morning. Fucking breathtaking song. I wish Korn was still this badass. In 2007, things had shifted. Things had shifted. So it makes sense.
They hadn't quite paradigm shifted.
They had not. All right, Matt, up next we have the gentleman known as Everlast and his song So Long.
Whitey Ford.
Listen, he's warming up, okay? He's setting a mood.
In my restless dreams, all I see is Silent Hill. Irish.
I gotta tell you, listening to this song for the past 2 weeks, I could not get over how fucking long it is.
Yeah.
And that it is a depressing song about more than likely either teen suicide or a teen school shooter. And I'm like, this is on the soundtrack to a movie where Gabriel Byrne is Satan and he is getting down, okay? He is having the time of his life. Okay?
Gabriel Byrne is the devil crushing pussy.
He is. We will get to that. I don't want to spoil it, but we'll go get to that. But this is what I'm saying. And then I'm like, what is this? Korn just set the tone. We just rocked it out, okay?
I mean, there is a dark wave goth thing going on, but not a hard life in the streets thing going on. Well, I mean, there is an abducted baby being fed snake blood.
It is, but then they get the baby back to the mom. That was the thing. I got a little worried. I was like, well, is this baby going back to the mom? Okay, baby's going back to the mom. It's been marked by Satan, but it's going back to the mom. Thank you. No, I heard this and I was just like, this just reminded me how I've never been on board for Everlast's long-ass lecture songs. It's always been his thing. Every single song is like, man and his son. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Oh, geez. Get a cot.
Here we go.
It's going to be a while.
You're going to hear a whole thing.
Are we by a campfire?
Yeah, push me in. So I was just
not your favorite.
Not my favorite. Didn't enjoy it. But it did take me back, though. It took me back to 99.
Now you know what it's like to have the blues.
That's right. And, there's some sounds in it that just made me realize how many sounds were just being recycled by all these different bands. There's like an acoustic guitar strum sound that I know is on like half of the Fragile. It was just everywhere. So didn't enjoy this one. Over on songmeanings.com, Eeyore 1883 said on September 8th, 2002, at 11:20 in the evening. This is one of the most depressing songs I've ever heard. It's actually pretty good too. Okay. Fair enough. All right. So I was like, okay, get me out of this. I'm out of this. I need to get past Everlast. So then up next we have a song that we've actually done on the show, before on the show.
Yeah.
It's Professional Murder Music and their song Slow. This is what you want. Okay, this is what you need when Arnold busts in and says, "Give me the biggest bullets you got. I need to shoot Satan in the face." Okay, this is the type of music you need. And it was funny when I was like, "Oh, Professional Murder Music. We just did them on the show." Yeah, we did this album 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say I have literally no recollection of
Yeah,
this.
Matt, we did. This was episode 176 in the fall
You know what my
of
favorite
2019.
thing is lately, Lauren?
Yeah.
Is I'll be like, we should probably re-explain one thing or another. Is no, we just did that. It's like, we did that 88 shows ago.
We did that so long ago that our children couldn't form words.
I'll mention a band. You're like, we just did them, and I'm like, in 2014.
So just so long ago. Yeah, but I was, it was nice to get back into the rocking. This is another
Thank
one.
goodness.
that
I needed to get back into the rock.
needed to get back into the rocking. I don't remember if this one's in the movie. I think it might be.
I mean, if they're in a strip club, this is premium strip club music.
There's no time to go to the strip club in this movie. No time. I was surprised that Satan didn't make time to do this. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like missed opportunity.
Well, you know what, though? He was busy because we were talking about this next song. This next song, I saw this and I was like, oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. 1999? Fall of 99? Me going into my senior year of high school? This song? Oh, I know this fucking song. It's Limp Bizkit, Crushed. Matt,
great.
I gotta tell you, this took me back. You brought it up earlier, 89X. They played this song every hour on the hour, baby. Because they knew, because at that point, we had significant other all summer. We had run through your break stuff, your nookie, your, all the singles. We just run through everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, will you just take Fred over a nice little chintzy DJ Lethal beat? And we're like, yeah, we will take anything. Okay, it's from this movie End of Days where Arnold fights Satan. Okay,
it's on the B-side to Break Stuff.
Yeah,
you cool with it?
Yeah, and this. Oh, okay, cool. What's the song about? Oh, it's about get out of Fred's face with your bad breath. That's what the song's about. Awesome.
The whole thing that's all it's about.
It's all it's about. And I'm like, A+, 5 out of 5. I heard this and I was like, this is amazing. I missed this song. I was like, and then I was like, why didn't I do the buy a CD for one song for this one? And I realized it was because this guy sent my sister like half a significant other and this song MP3 over AOL Instant Messenger. And so we had it on our Gateway 2000. So I would listen to that shit all the time on that. This took me back. I love it. And I want to say that there might be some people right now saying, guys, this song sucks. I'm going to counter and say, actually, it's awesome and it's great. And I love it. And I want you to buckle up.
Who would be saying this song sucks?
There might be. Listen, every now and again, we get some LB haters who want to roll in. And I'm just going to let you know, Crush by Limp Bizkit is a 5 out of 5. Fucking great song. Okay? All right? I love this. This was so great.
This is perfect soundtrack Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need break stuff on a soundtrack. I need this.
Yeah.
This is great. On an album, I might not like it as much, but on a soundtrack, this is A++++.
Absolutely. I want to go to this comment from Mr. Self-Destruct on songmeanings.com.
Perfect name.
February 25th, 2006 at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is one of the few decent songs Limp Bizkit has put out. It's catchy. Interesting take that you think this is top tier Limp Bizkit. Okay. Sound Focus 22, March 7th, 2011, 2:13 in the morning. Now we're talking. hands down, Limp Bizkit's best song in my opinion. Sick beat, sick melody, sick chorus. Sound Focus, you were locked in 2 a.m. telling us this is the best Limp Bizkit song, and I love you for it. I don't think it's the best Limp Bizkit song, but right now, it's the center of my world, and I love it. And so I was watching the movie going, they better fucking use Crushed in an awesome way. Guys, ladies, everybody listening at home, I want you to know, it's amazing. Whatever you think, what could be Arnold gearing up, Arnold striding down the street, Gabriel Byrne is Satan doing something sick? Oh, yes. Gabriel Byrne Satan possesses Gabriel Byrne. Obviously gropes the woman, blows up the restaurant. Next order of business, he's got to round up his people. So he goes to Udo Kier's house. Udo Kier, by the way, 20 years after he's fed snake venom to a baby, he looks the same. They were like, don't worry about it. You look great in 1978. You look great in 1999. It's no problem. So Udo Kier's having dinner with his daughter and his wife. Satan walks in. He's like, hey, is everything ready? He's like, yeah, everything's ready, man. We're so hyped. We're so hyped you're here. Oh my God, Satan's in my house. Can't believe it. I'm a big fan. And Satan walks over and he goes, this your wife? Yeah. Is this your daughter? He's like, yeah. Smash cut. 3-way. He's hitting it all. But because he's Satan, their bodies are merging together in an amorphous mass, like a CGI society, while this song plays. And I was like, and this is how we learn how Satan fucks this wife and daughter at the same time, and then he gets them to kiss, but then they merge together into a CGI mush. And then, because I had the DVD back when we used to be a country and we had bonus features, and I got to watch a bunch of VFX artists talk sincerely and seriously about how they put that shot together. Beautiful. Beautiful. Unbelievable. This is also in the first 15 minutes of the movie. So I was just like,
can't ask for more.
Can't ask for more. Unbelievable work. Knocked it out. A+ song to movie sync. You did it. Great job. But all good things must come to an end. And we have to talk about the next song, which is Oh My God by Guns N' Roses.
We don't need to.
Matt,
we're not fans.
We can
just move on.
I'll just let you know, I thought this song stinks. And I think it honestly might be worse than anything on Chinese Democracy. And
this was a big deal single.
Well,
it was the first single in a long time for the band.
I remember that was one of the big selling points. But the thing that's interesting, though, is that when I read up on it on Wikipedia, it was never issued as a standalone single for retail. You couldn't buy it. It was just on the soundtrack. And honestly, I don't think it didn't get a fraction of the plays that Crushed got, at least locally. Maybe where you live, they played Oh My God every hour in the hour. But I remember when this thing came out, everyone was like, and I mean, I wasn't fucking with Guns N' Roses anyway. But no. I can say that listening to this for the show, I was like, this stinks. This is honestly, I'm glad they went back in the lab to, I guess, tighten things up a little bit with Chinese Democracy. But I mean, this is no good. This is straight up no good.
This is a straight woof. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, over on songmeanings.com, obviously a lot of comments. Joe K on January 17, 2009, said this song is about societal oppression and the effects it can have on an individual. People are taught to suppress their emotions and thoughts in order to maintain the status quo, which never works. Not to mention it causes people to suffer and causes them to rebel. In short, it's about the constant struggle between the individual and society. I'm sorry, this movie is about Satan trying to get laid and fighting Arnold, who's using giant bullets, okay? What is this song doing here? Get it out of here. It's also not new metal. It's really feels Hello Fellow Kids up against right next to the Limp Bizkit song, the KORN song that kicked this off. Yeah, they're getting pantsed.
This is it's just best to move on.
It's best to move on, and so we shall. Up next we have The Prodigy with
Poison.
That is some 1994 shit right there.
It really is, Matt. And it was interesting to see that this was the Prodigy song that ended up
I was shocked.
here. Yeah, of all, they could have pulled anything from Fat of the Land. They decided not to.
Anything from Fat of the Land
And,
would be great.
Yeah, but honestly, listen, I love the Prodigy. I'm a longtime Prodigy head. And I think I've told the story before on the show. And I know Jenny is a huge Prodigy person. She's told her Prodigy stories before as well. But when The Fat of the Land came out, when I was in high school, my buddy Corey got it. And I said, how is it? And he goes, it's the best album I've ever heard. And I was like, if that ain't a sell, I got to tell you.
Wow.
And I got it for Christmas. I want to say Christmas 98 maybe. And I remember putting that on my stereo Christmas Day. And Smack My Bitch Up started up. And I was like, Corey did not lead me astray. This record is fucking killer. And, I've since gone back. I've heard I think I own every Prodigy album at this point, and I love them a lot. And I.P. Keith Flint. And
absolutely.
Truly kings of the rave culture. And I want to also say, a lot of people always talk about Daft Punk's Alive 2007 live album, peak of the live dance records. And it is. Don't get me wrong. It is.
Dude,
I was there for it. I lived it. It's incredible. But I got to tell you, Prodigy Live 2011, it's on streaming. That shit feels like you're in the pit. It's very intense. It's really good. It's kind of like nuts. Like the mics are like too close in a good way. Yeah, so if live Prodigy, yeah, it's excellent. It really is. And some of the, honestly, I have a soft spot for the later stuff. So some good stuff in there. Invaders Must Die.
Got a temper.
Well, that's a problematic one. But I really do like Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned. I do have a soft spot for that record. So the Prodigy, they're here. I don't recall this song being in the movie, but I wasn't mad that it was here. I'll just go to this comment here from Euro0. This comment is from March 6, 2003, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. One of the best moments of my life was seeing this song live. Unbelievable. You think about these things, plan, then, but they never live up to the reality. So I'm glad that it did come together. And having heard the Prodigy live album, I can believe it. I'm sure this thing dropped. And And I got to tell you, he does this thing on the live album. Liam Howlett of the Prodigy. Really the guy who creates all the music.
Yep.
He teases out the beginning of Smack My Bitch Up, and you can feel the audience they're just ready. They're just ready. Also, I found out that fans of the Prodigy are referred to as warriors. And you know this because they're called that about 1 million times by Maxim and Keith Flint. Every song, where my warriors at? I'm like, they are here, sir. They are here.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty from the pit. Let's go. So that's our Prodigy talk. And now it's time to talk about, now this song is in the movie, can confirm. It is Rob Zombie with the song Super Beast, Girl on a Motorcycle mix.
Oh.
So Matt, I was thinking about how, like, what he called this, the Girl on the Motorcycle mix, because all I could think when hearing this mix every time was that it just sounds bad.
Yeah,
and
that is really shitty.
It sounds really shitty. I was like, is it like it recorded on a motorcycle, or it was like
was the girl on a motorcycle underneath some water?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was a really weird choice. They were just like, listen, give us a different version. And he's like, well, here's a broken one. And they're like, perfect. Yeah. That's great. We'll slap it on there.
I have one where I just put like distance in the microphone and distortion in a bad way.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's no good. Stick with the version that's on Hellbilly Deluxe. It is superior. This does play in the movie, as I said, in a scene where Gabriel Byrne, as Satan, is walking down the street, and the thing that he is thrilled about. Listen, the smirking that Gabriel Byrne does in this movie, so much. He just, everything happens and he sees it and he smirks. Is that there is his like satanic logo drawn on the ground,
written on walls, like all over the place. And he just loves to step on it. Like he's just like, ooh, that's me. I'm going to step with it. You know?
I'm the devil.
I'm the devil, and people wrote my name on the floor. This is so cool. It's like when you're senior year and you get to label your parking spot, with the chalk, but you're Satan. You're like, oh, that's me. This is
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad one.
I'm the bad guy. Yeah, I graduate this year. Anyway, so this song plays over that. I don't even remember. He eventually meets with some Satanists. I don't know. I got to tell you, he doesn't. I'm going to point this out. The devil does not attract a very high quality type of person in this movie. I'm going to just point this out. He doesn't. He does.
Seems impossible.
He does not. He doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, lower quality people. Listen, he tries to turn Arnold. Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
No way.
He tries to turn Arnold. He takes Arnold to the brink. Arnold gets crucified by a bunch of Satanists. He gets better, and then he says, let me get some bullets the size of my head so I can shoot them into Gabriel Byrne's guts, blow out his back with this fucking giant gun. And I was like, this movie's so good. Arnold's hair is so good. Anyway, let's go to the next song.
Sure.
It's Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Influence. Matt, this really did take me back to Eminem in that rare moment where he was a true underdog and he was coming up, because this song is pre Marshall Mathers LP.
Yep.
And it was very interesting to listen to it for that. And also, I'll be saying it, I felt listening to this song, I'm like, this is truly kind of provocative and fucked up in a way that I think is kind of funny, because it's a song where literally the chorus is, yeah, I'm a bad influence. Hey, kids, kill yourself. I was like, okay. And it's also on the same album where Everlast has just made a song that seems to be anti-suicide. And Eminem's like, what's Everlast song about? Give me 5 minutes.
Don't worry. I got this.
I got this. I got this. Yeah, so this just took me back. I am pretty much don't like Eminem at all anymore. But this I enjoyed.
You were wooed by his early charms.
I was wooed by his early charms, his insults, and the fact that he made a song that was literally, just so literally pro-suicide. I was just like, this is insane. And you know what? You know who would approve of it? Gabriel Byrne's Satan.
The devil.
The devil. He'd be into it. He'd be just getting done banging a mother-daughter duo and then merging them into a mass. And then he'd be like, let me throw on some M. I appreciated it. Yeah. And then this comment here, it's from Music Girl 24/7. All right. That's right.
All right. Music Girl.
Yes. This comment's from August 16th, 2002. It's 6:24 in the morning. Hey, listen, Music Girl, she's 24/7. Okay? 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Always music.
Don't matter, baby.
This is a great song, and it shows how M feels about his influence on people. I think that he pretty means that there are people besides him that influence people, and that he's not going to change his ways for anyone.
No way.
And I want to let everybody know that those 4s and 2s and 1s, they're numbers, not words here. So Music Girl 24/7, clearly an acolyte of Prince. Matt, let's keep it going. I want some beeps and boops in my life, and there's only one way to get them, and it's with Power Man 5000. Nobody's real.
That sucks.
What?
That's really bad.
What?
That's really, really fucking bad.
Oh, Matt, Power Man 99 with Nobody's Real?
Yeah, that's bad. That's
Wow.
really bad.
I enjoyed that very much. I had a very good time listening to that.
Yeah. It's a good time, but don't get it twisted. That fucking sucks.
Wow. Okay. Wow, Matt. You know what? I'll need everybody to go and dig into the archives, because this album, Tonight the Stars Revolt, that this song is from, we did on the show all the way back, Matt. Episode 18, October 5th, 2016. If you listen to that episode, we are all little babies on it. We basically sound like we've just been fed snake venom and we're little babies and we're talking about this album. I can only imagine how we sound. I don't know if Matt was this mean about this very fine song, in my opinion, but
you know what it is? It sounds more, now that's rock and roll. And I'm just, nah, I'm good.
I mean,
I'm good.
Don't get me wrong. Is it as good as Crushed? No.
But
No.
no. But I have a nice time with this one. This is one that I don't think is in the movie, but I want to say that I actually do think it's in the movie. I don't know. I feel like it's not, but maybe it is. And either way, I was not mad to see it there. Certainly prefer it. Honestly, this is a rare one. I give this one to Spider over Rob on this album. I mean, this is properly
That
mixed.
I do
Yeah.
because that fucking Rob
Yeah.
Zombie song
Yeah.
sounds like ass.
Sounds like ass. And I went into songmeanings.com because I realized we definitely were not using song meanings when we did this album the first time, or did the Power Man album. And so I wanted to see who was in the comments, and I was not disappointed. This first comment, Matt, is from no numbers. This is their actual screen name, Sherlock Holmes, which can only mean it's the real Sherlock Holmes.
They got it.
They got it. All right.
Real Sherlock.
Real Sherlock Holmes. They posted
Real Benjamin Cumberbatch.
They posted this on June 8th, 2006 at 9 o'clock in the evening on the dot. This is about the theory of reality not being all we see, and that everything we perceive as reality is in fact an illusion. Could be about not trusting people as well, I guess, but I think the intention is about the first sentence here. Well said, Master Detective. Person X responded 4 years later, June 12th, 2010, at 9:46 in the evening. I agree 100%, but would add that Power Man 5000 seems to think that either way, it does not matter, since the potential illusion has such effects on us that change our conscience through thought patterns. Power Man 5000 tends to be very loose with their songs, seeming to use lyrics that encourage thought beyond the song and intended meaning into personal interpretations. And I was like, these two, they're out there. They're losing it. Sherlock Holmes, put that magnifying glass down. You've gone too deep into Power Man. But I knew that there would be a voice of reason. And that voice of reason comes from Baby Tex. Baby Tex posted this on June 13th, 2002 at 4:56 in the morning. All right? Think about that time. 4:56 in the morning. Baby Tex is posting on Song Meanings. They're not just getting up. They've been up. I'm not sure what the deep hidden meaning behind this tune is, but I do know that it's hella rocking when you're partying.
Wow.
Baby Tex typed that. They were on a mattress, no sheets. All right? They were just living their life. House could have been on fire. And they were like, I got to post this. Really love that. Really love that. All right, Matt, it's time to finally talk about a band that we've never heard of before.
I've never heard of this band
Never
before.
heard of this band. And let me tell you, not an easy Google. Not an easy Google.
No, not at all.
I would say even if you go to Gugu.com, Johnny Resnick would be like, I'm not searching that. What? The band is called Stroke, and the song is called I Wish I Had.
That song also sucks. What the fuck?
Matt, what's great about this song is that it sucks, and it's also 6.5 minutes long. It is insane how long this song is. I cannot believe how long this song is, and how you keep waiting for it to start.
To do anything. And I remember sitting there listening to it going, you know what? I guess I need to write an apology letter to Primitive Radio Gods for saying, hey, I'm not into you, because clearly the Primitive Radio Gods... Dude, this is standing outside a broken phone booth with change in my hands.
Yes, this is no good. It's from their album First...
money in my hand.
This is from Stroke's one album, First In, Last Out. And according to what I could find on Last FM, they were the first rock band to be signed to electronica dance label XL. Other groups on XL, The Prodigy. They're London-based, so they're London boys. And they apparently had put out a number of singles in the late 90s. And then this album actually came out in early 2000s. So this was getting everybody ready. That was the plan for this song. And this comment from All Music Guide from Steve Huey said, England's Stroke lay out a moody, sometimes menacing blend of hard rock tinged industrial and trip hop
which relies mostly on electronic instrumentation for its impact, yet the group has a sense of subtlety as well, never going so far over the top as to turn their darkness into a cartoonish caricature. I'm just going to say that this song is not good. It, I believe, plays over the credits. Don't quote me on that. I do know that the Guns N' Roses song plays over the credits and not the first song over the credits. Okay? That's when you knew that they had a stinker. They're like, where do you want to put that Guns N' Roses song? You want to put it in the movie? No. You want to put it first song over the credits? No. Second song over the credits. Yeah. So this is no good. We are definitely in the back half of this album at this point.
Oh yeah, this isn't even a squishy middle. Like this is
we got it.
Straight back half.
Listen, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. The back half of the soundtrack album, it's tough. It's a tough road to hoe.
This is totally Flip trying to break some bands.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the record label that did the Punisher movie.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Cartoon Records or whatever.
Yeah. That's right. They were the same deal. Well, we have a couple left, Matt.
And I do need to ask, how respectful of our time is this album? I have to imagine it's pretty respectful.
It's 53 minutes and 51 seconds.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's too long.
If you cut that Stroke song.
If you cut the Stroke song, then the album is a half an hour.
That's right. I mean, honestly, it takes it to 46 minutes.
It's well, here's the thing. So up next, we have 2 songs left. The next song is by Sonic Youth. Okay.
Why?
And it's called Sugarcane.
Of course. It's just a weird vibe. I mean, Sonic Youth is kind of an acquired taste, I would say. They aren't my favorite, but I have a lot of respect for them in a way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they've never really been my thing. But it seems like, why are they on this soundtrack?
So this was my feeling every time this came up. My first thought was always, why is Sonic Youth in the soundtrack? Why are they on the soundtrack with the 3rd single from their album Dirty from 1992? What is this doing here? Baffling. But it's easily in the top tier of the songs on this album.
But it feels like everybody's wearing dress shoes and here comes the guy in Converse.
It does. It doesn't make sense. It's very weird. I don't know why it's here. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not a Lucy. It's not like some B-side. It's literally was the third single from Dirty. What are we doing here? Very weird. Also, it's 6 minutes.
100% would have been Kick-Ass right here, though. I will say.
Yeah.
100% would be Kick-Ass anywhere.
Yeah. But it's a 6-minute song. Wait, that's the other thing is I'm thinking, okay, I got a couple songs left. I'm almost to the finish line. And they're like, well, we're going to put a 6-minute Sonic Youth song. I'm like,
and a real droner of a Sonic Youth song, too.
Honestly, my experience of Sonic Youth is not this melodic. I'll be real.
A lot more feedback. And
a lot more. So I was fine with this, but also, what are we doing here? Very weird. But it's one of those things where you don't want to complain too much because then you're going to get to the last track on the End of Days soundtrack. And that song, and it pains me to tell you this, Matt, is the song Wrong Way, performed by Creed. Matt,
wow.
The fact that I had to listen to a Creed song 3 times this week was...
You make the rules. You can change the rules.
I know, but I've got to be true. And I got to tell you, every time I was like, this song stinks. And then I was like, is this a B-side? No. This is literally an album cut from Human Clay. They just pulled a song from the middle. And on top of that, and I can say this, I've got as I said, I have the physical copy of this CD, okay? All right? It just cuts off at the end. I think it's one of those things that get merged into the next song on Human Clay, and they just slap that version on here, so it just cuts off at the end. Just abruptly. That's the last song on the album. I was like, what are we doing here? Jordan, sure, what's happening? What's going on? Things were going so well. You have crushed on this record. What's happening? Terrible way to end. The song stinks. I know we have a lot of Creed apologists who write us every now and again and say, hey, guys, you're too hard on Creed. And actually, if you gave them a chance, you listen to them. Let me tell you, my familiarity with Creed, strictly singles, okay? I'm not diving into records. And here I am, forced to confront an album cut and having all of my suspicions confirmed. This thing doesn't even have any of the lift of a higher or an Arms Wide Open. Just a dirge.
No, this
Just
is straight up navel gazing Creed.
This stinks.
This also stinks. Yeah.
Stinks. And I went into the song meanings comments just to see what was going on here. And, of course, everybody in the comments loves Creed. Loves them.
Of course they do.
And I learned some things. So I want to tell you about this, Matt, so you're aware of this. This first comment's from Sven Darling from June 19th, 2002.
I'm about to hear this.
And they posted this comment at 7:53 in the morning.
Right before I go to work.
Right before you go to work. This is an amazing song. Seeing as it is, It was comprised solely of all the leftover magnets from Scott's personal magnet poetry set he uses to write songs with. There are a lot of whats and makes left, so he decided that could be the basis of the song. This also explains why the sentence, "somebody told me the wrong way," is incomplete. Simply the idea of a song asking the listener a question is brilliant. Good job once again. So this is telling me that apparently, and I'm not going to do any deep research on this, that apparently Scott Stapp was writing songs with magnets, word magnets on his fridge.
Crazy.
I'm going to believe it. Print the legend. Creed Rocks 13, September 22nd, 2002.
Not going to be biased at all.
Nope. 8 o'clock in the evening. Yep. Scott Stapp is a great singer/songwriter. He's been through so much. Everyone can relate to the music and lyrics. One last thing. To every Creed fan here, don't listen to what people say about Creed. They're obviously dumbasses to say Creed sucks. When Creed is the biggest and best rock band, everybody sings their songs. Okay. Groovy Grooves. Oh, sorry. Not Groovy Grooves. My bad. Their name is Groovy Groves. This is from April 7th, 2003, 6:32 in the morning. Well put, Creed Rocks 13. I'm surrounded by Creed haters, but Creed is the biggest and best rock band.
Okay.
To which then Groovy Groves came back a few months later, June 19th, 2003, 10 o'clock in the morning. I haven't liked this song much up until a few minutes ago. I don't think I've ever listened past the I hoped you live. I did just then. It really touched me. Weird, huh? Anyway, Creed rule. This is the type of people. Okay. All right. What is happening? I'm surrounded by Creed haters. Oh, by the way, this song, I never liked it before. I couldn't even fucking finish it.
But 2 minutes ago, I was like, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Had to pop back in, baby. 10 a.m. Taking an early lunch.
Love people, dude.
Guys, that's the End of Days soundtrack. And now it's the part of the show where we talk about
Canon talk.
We're talking about the canon. Matt, you have just experienced the End of Days soundtrack for the first time.
Yep.
What do you think?
My two choices would be Crushed and Camel's Song. And I can see neither of them going in. Camel's Song is a B-side from Follow the Leader, and Crushed is a B-side from Significant Other. My preference, if we were to put one in, would be Crushed, but it isn't necessarily a new metal song. It's just a really good Limp Bizkit song. It doesn't feel incredibly new, but boy, I feel like it should go in there. And Camel Song is a straight ahead, really good KORN song, but it also sounds exactly like other songs from Follow the Leader. So I wouldn't say it's essential. From a nostalgia standpoint, Crushed feels a lot more essential than anything else, nothing else from this record at all. What do you think,
Matt? If Crush doesn't go into the new metal canon, then I'm not doing my fucking job.
All right, buddy.
Let me tell you, the moment that came in, I was like, baby, get ready.
Where you been?
Where you been? Where you
I've
been? Where you
trying
at?
to find something with you on it so I could get you in here, baby.
And it's happening now. Yes, 100%. 100% should have been in there years ago. As Jenny said, we didn't do this one. We should have done it a while ago so we could slap Crushed in there. 100%. I agree with you, Matt.
Camel Song, it's great. On this album, it's AAA plus
Oh my
plus
God,
plus.
it's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's S tier on
Yes,
this album.
absolutely. But it is definitely derivative of a lot of the other stuff that they've done. So yeah, but Crushed, Limp Bizkit, 100% going in the canon. And End of Days, the movie, full recommend. Full recommend. Full recommend. Had a blast watching it. I own it on DVD now, and I definitely will watch it again. It's honestly takes place on New Year's Eve, 1999. So I can make it a New Year's Eve movie if I want. Also, there's a scene, like I said, 10 fucking minutes. Gabriel Byrne, Arnold going toe-to-toe acting. All right? But there's a Christmas tree there, too, so it could also be a Christmas movie. I felt seasonal watching it. Had a great time. Love it. I would say of that late 90s era Arnold, you could do a lot worse. You really, really could. And yeah, so I thought the movie was great and I loved it. And the soundtrack has Crushed on it. And it's going, and
Sweet.
Crushed is going in the new metal canon. And believe it or not, Matt, that brings us to the end of another episode of Roach Koach. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/roachcoachpodcast. The Pact, the penultimate episode, has now been posted.
It sure has been.
Hear us and a friend of the show, returning guest Ashley Woolsey, talk all about All American Rejects and their album Move Along. It was a true pleasure to talk about that with you and her, Matt, and I hope people go over and check out that app over on the Patreon.
Love it.
And until next time,